Alrighty, so now we're going to dissect and cut into the pig's head to look at the brain. So what you're going to do is right here, you're going to cut into the pig's head, and you're going to remove all the skin that's covering the skull. Alrighty, so now that we've got the scalp removed and that we can see the skull, what you guys are going to do is you have these 4 separate bones right here that kind of, you can see, run along right here and right here. Starting in the middle, what you guys are going to do is using your fingernail, you might want to use scissors right at first, is you're just going to start chipping away at the skull, but you want to make sure that once you get a good crack into it, that you start to use your fingers, otherwise you can damage the brain, and you can remove the membrane around it, and once you guys start to do that, then your brain's going to fall apart and turn into mush. So once you get that started, you'll just use your fingers, and you'll crack it open. Alright, once you guys have cut into the pig, you'll be able to see the brain along it inside, and you're going to want to really focus in on these veins that you can see running through the brain, and then in figure 7 of your packet, you're going to draw one of these. Alrighty, so here we have is the pig's brain, and so the brain is going to have specific parts that's going to dictate how your body reacts. So if we're looking at it as this is the left side of the brain and that this is the right side of the brain, okay, we're going to have over here, your speech is going to be coming in from this lobe of your brain right here, okay? Breathing is going to come from this lower part, and your heart rate is going to be down here next to the cerebellum, which is this back lobe right here. Alrighty, and so then right here, or the medulla, which would be the spinal cord that connects all the way down to the nerves, that's going to be in charge of really the heart rate, the breathing, and keeping the pig as well as the human body alive, since our brains are set up the same way. And then right here, at the bottom of the brain located here, you're going to have where your smelling is connected. And the bottom part here would actually be connected to the pig's snout or our noses. Alright, and then speech and hearing are going to be connected over here, kind of where the ears would be located. And then as we move towards the top, you're going to have movement in here. Towards the front of the area, you're going to have touch, you'll have taste, and you'll have vision back here. Alright, you're going to have 3 main parts of the brain. Okay, so we're going to have the medulla, which is going to be back here. Okay, the medulla is part of the brain that connects to the spinal cord and keeps you and the pig alive. It's going to keep the heart rate and the breathing in control. Okay, right here we'll have the cerebellum. That's going to be this back lobe. Okay, it's the second largest part of the brain, and it lies underneath this top part of the cerebellum. Alright, if we're looking at the brain from above, you're going to have the left hemisphere of the brain and the right hemisphere of the brain. The left hemisphere of the brain primarily controls things like speaking, reading, writing, and solving problems. So it's more of your logical side of the brain, whereas the right side of the brain is going to be the creative side of the brain. It's going to control thinking processes, the music, and interpreting emotions. Alrighty, now that you guys are done, you're going to answer those questions that are under the skeletal and nervous system, and then you'll be finished with that section.